Hey, this is just a solo transcription of Billy String's solos on Dustin and Baggie. I'll leave a link down below to the video I transcribed this from. It's just the first 2 breaks, but everything in this is really usable. It's a fun tune. It's not too hard. It's relatively fast. But I'll play through it and then we can talk about it. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so that was it. Before we get into this, I'll just kind of talk a little bit about it. The chord progression that we're soloing over is just a very common chord progression. I'll put it up here. It's G twice, then C, then G, G again, then the D, G, C, G, G, D, G. So it's very common, and all of these things are very, very usable. Pretty much all of these licks are either 1 bar long or 2 bars. They tend to focus on getting to the root of the chord, so that sounds really good when you're playing it by yourself. You know, it's not the sort of thing that you need to be playing with other people. And you can pretty much take any one of these 1 or 2 bar phrases and just shove it into any song that uses these chords, and that's kind of what's nice about it. Some of the more complicated licks, like most of it tends to just be based on the G pentatonic. You have a lot of like G7 sounds, so we're throwing in lots of F notes. And you also get a lot of like a kind of a mixture there of like the G minor pentatonic. Right? This mixture of major and minor pentatonics. So, that said, the only other thing I'll mention before we kind of go line through or lick by lick through this is I'm alternate picking this the whole time, and I would suggest that for all of it. There is one spot that you have kind of a cross picking thing that you could do some other picking, but for me, I'm just everything that's on the beat downstroke, anything that's off the beat I'm doing as an upstroke. I find it's a lot easier to control that way. Okay, so let's go kind of through this first line. It starts with just a pick up to the G. We have this very simple. So this C chord, we're actually doing a C7 run up. It's just literally a C7 arpeggio. Very simple. That's that first line. The second line. Now here we have kind of a bass walk up to a D, and this is really useful. Now the amount of strings that I'm hitting on those upstrokes, you don't have to hit exactly what's written. It's more about this bass line and then adding kind of just extra strokes in there. You could even just get 1 note if you wanted. That's not so important. Okay, we have a D7 chord, really strong. Now here's a little blues lick. There's that G. Nice slide to a G. This is a very banjo lick. Running down the G7. C7 lick, same one we did before. Now this lick is kind of cool because it starts on beat 4 of the previous bar. So this is a blues lick. We have kind of a blues scale here, but the tricky thing is that it comes in on beat 4. So 1, 2, 3. Right? Let me start that again, just that last line. 3, 4. Oops. And this, one of the most common things you can play. It's a really great run up. Okay, taking a look at the second chorus. This one's a little bit trickier. So we start right out the gates with this big 8th note line, and it goes like this. have this C7 lick that we've done. This is, I think, the third time we've done it. Strum. Now again, we have a lick that's starting on beat 4, so that's tough. When you're trying to put these in to another song, you have to be careful to like know where you start the lick. So 1, 2, 3. And that's a pretty cool lick there. We again have this last time when we went to the D chord, we ran up. And this time we're running down. We're adding that open second string. Right? Just like we did when we ran up. We're just kind of adding these extra notes from the chords, which kind of helps fill it out, okay? From that D7 chord. Now here's that cross-picking section. So I'm doing it completely alternate picking. You could kind of go down, down, up, which I know lots of people are... kind of gives you a bit more of like the banjo sound. I just find that I have a lot more control with alternate picking. So if you're practicing some cross-picking stuff, this is a great time to use it. Same C7 lick. Every time the C7 comes up, or a C chord comes up, we use the C7 lick. And this one starts really early on beat 2. Last bar. So that's it there. Let me run one more time through this at kind of a slow pace so you can see and hear everything. But yeah, it's a nice one. When you're comfortable with this, try taking these licks and just throwing them into some of your favorite tunes. Or try doing things where there's 2 choruses here. See if you can start with the licks of one chorus and then switch some licks out from the other one. You know, for example, playing the first 8 bars from the first chorus and then the last 8 bars from the second chorus. Okay, but let me play through this at a slower tempo. 1, 2, 1.